happy Friday. So today I'm going to be doing part 2 of my 3-part mini-series on my favorite products. If you missed part 1, that was on health and beauty products. You could catch that on my YouTube page at A Rose-Eyed View and update yourself there. But this is part 2, which is my wellness products. So I'm just going to show you a few of the items that we use either on a daily basis, often, or just as needed when certain things arise. But I get asked this often: what products do we use? What wellness products are my go-tos? So I wanted to definitely include this in this 3-part mini-series. So anyway, as you can see here, these are some of my wellness products that I like to use. I have quite a few of them, but I just wanted to showcase the ones that are kind of, the ones that I use the most. So anyway, we'll go ahead and jump in. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but I will show you what we use. So we are a holistic healing family. And what that means is when you heal holistically, you kind of take a look at the whole picture, at the whole person, rather than just an ailment or just, a problem, whatever's going on, and try to fix that in the short term in a very, quick, acute manner. When you're healing holistically, you kind of have to look at the bigger picture to see, well, what happened for me to get to this point? Why am I feeling this way? Or, what's the cause of all this? And backtrack to treat that. So it's not always the quickest fix. Sometimes it can be. Sometimes I'll find a remedy, and I think recently Mario, my husband, he needed a kind of quicker remedy, and we found one and he took it, and before the tablets even dissolved, he was like, wow, I feel a change in my body. So for the most part, that's not always common. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but that's one of the things about holistic healing is you're really going to the source, so that the hope is that it won't become a reoccurring thing. You won't have, you won't keep getting sick. You won't keep having pain, whatever it is. So that's the approach that we take. We take a complete holistic healing approach. Another thing what factors into that is just our lifestyle. So when you're taking care of, the person as a whole, you're not just taking a daily vitamin just because, you're also focusing on your nutrition. You're keying in on nutrition. You're eating as clean as you possibly can. For us personally, we eat plant-based, so that's part of our lifestyle, part of our nutrition. We eat a plant-based diet. We see a chiropractor weekly, so just to make sure that our power is turned on. Our spine houses our spinal cord, and if you have any subluxation going on there, it could trigger other issues. So that's one of the things we do. We see a chiropractor regularly. We see an acupuncturist as needed. So if there are any issues that I feel I cannot help my family get through with my products, with my knowledge at this point at home, then we will seek out our acupuncturist. My husband is a great example of that. He has asthma. For many years he suffered with asthma. He definitely has it under full control now, again, just by treating it holistically. But the past, I would say 3 years, he's gotten a hold of when he needs to see his acupuncturist. He sees him pretty much quarterly. He knows when he kind of has to get a tune-up from him. He knows what foods to eat, which foods to avoid, which Chinese herbal medicine to take, and when to take those. So it's just part of our well-being. But for us, I think nutrition is a huge one. Our diet is huge, and then the fact that we're a very active family, it plays into it as well. But anyway, that's a little bit on holistic healing and just kind of what it means for us and how we take care of ourselves. We maintain health and wellness all year round, not just when we're feeling down. So anyway, I want to start with my favorite. I love Herb Farm. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Herb Farm, but I love them. They have these little herbal tinctures that you can use for different reasons. Sometimes there'll be a single herb. Other times there'll be blends, and I'm really digging the blends right now. So this one is a huge one for me this summer, big one. I kind of on a side note, I've been asked like, I don't drink coffee, so what do I do for motherhood? Like, how do I survive motherhood? This one right here is a big player in that. This is my stress manager. It's a stabilizing herbal blend. So what you'll find in here is eleuthero root, reishi mushroom, holy basil leaf, rundolia root, and Shishandra berry. I really like the way this one tastes. And all these herbs are organic. They're all certified organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, but this one has definitely helped me just kind of manage my stress. So that's that one. And then this is another blend I like to use. This is Good Mood. So this one helps a lot when I'm feeling down in the dumps, or usually when I get gluten, it definitely affects me neurologically. So this is one I like to have on hand when that happens, just to kind of stabilize me again. But in this one, you'll find St. John's wort, flowering top, ashwagandha root. I always have trouble saying that one. Skullcap, flowering herb, and prickly ash bark. So again, these two are my little favorites. And then for the kids, I have Lemon Balm Calm, calming and soothing. So they also have kids blends, which do not have alcohol in them, but also certified organic and non-GMO, gluten-free. So this one is Lemon Balm. Just that's it. It's a single dose one, or a single herb one. This really helps my middle child when she just kind of needs to come down a few notches. This definitely helps her out. So these are my favorites. These are like the ones that, you know, I don't necessarily use daily. We don't need to use them all the time, but they are big players when I do need to use them. So that's that. Next, I have my Sovereign Silver Immune Support Silver Hydrosol. So this is Colloidal Silver. This one, again, is not one that I use daily. It helps support your immune system when you are fighting something. So I don't use it really for colds. I kind of use it for the things that are a little bit more, your immune system needs more support. So for example, my daughter had a cough over, I think it was late winter or early spring, that I don't even know like if it was lingering from a cold or where it came from, but it's just this cough that would not go away. This is one of the things that I use just to kind of support her immune system a little bit more. And if there was any type of infection starting to brew, this would definitely take care of that. So also for stomach ailments, anytime we've had any type of upset stomach, or you know, that just doesn't seem to relent, we take a few droppers of this, and this really helps. So this is a good one to have on hand. So that's that one. Moving on, it looks like we're moving on to my supplements now. So with supplementation, I kind of changed my course over the past couple of years, where before I felt that, you know, we needed a multivitamin every single day. Now I've figured out that, and I kind of figured it out when we ran out of one of our brands, or I think I was boycotting Garden of Life. I think that's what it was. They sold out to Nestle, so I started boycotting them, which is a whole different thing. But anyway, we were without supplementation for a while, and I thought, what do I do now? What do I give my kids? And I realized that we eat pretty clean. I mean, we're not perfect, but we definitely eat well. And just what we eat, what we get from food, we eat a lot of fresh, raw food. So we're not raw vegans, but we do eat a lot of raw veggies and fruit. So just getting, you know, that in our diet keeps us healthy. It keeps our immune system strong. And I felt like, you know, maybe we don't really need supplementation all the time. But I like having them on hand. These are the brands that I found that I like now. when we feel like we're fighting a cold, or definitely when school starts up again, I will start giving, not these ones, these are Mario and I, but I'll start giving them a multivitamin every so often just to kind of help, you know, the immune system. Sleep is a huge one for that too. I just went off on a side thought, but I think because my kids are starting school in a week and a half here, and I need to start getting them back on like the school sleep schedule. But sleep is a huge one. You want to make sure you're getting enough rest. Anyways, so this is what we use now. We have the Real Food Organics Men's Daily Nutrition and Women's Daily Nutrition. I like these because they are a whole food raw blend. So from the majority of the minerals and nutrients you get in here are from an organic food blend. They also have different types of herbs. They have probiotics, aloe vera. I mean, it's definitely some good stuff. So this is from the Country Life brand, but it's Real Food Organics. It's like their side branding that they do or whatever. So that's the men's, and then this is the women's. So since we're on this brand, I will also show you the probiotic powder that we use. Again, Real Food Organics from Country Life. This one has, I love this one because it's from fermented food blends. So this is a probiotic powder that we use. Again, we don't use it daily. I was for the kids for a while, but that's mostly when they're going to school. And you know, a lot of sickies are passing around. So I just want to make sure I support their immune system. This one is not necessarily for kids, but I do, hold on. All right, I'm back. My son is watching a show right now so that I could do my video, but I had to go reset that for him. So anyway, the probiotic powder, that's where I was. I give the kids just half of the recommended dose, and yeah, they actually really enjoy this. It's funny because my husband and I have to like mix it in stuff, or like our smoothies, for example, but they will just take it straight up by the spoonful. I don't know, I guess that's what happens when, you know, your kids are so used to just eating vegetables without having any special seasonings on them. They love this powder. So anyway, that's that. Moving down here. This is so these two are ones that, one of them, it is recommended that vegans take. It's the methyl B12. We take 5,000 micrograms. That's mcg, right? Micrograms? I think so. It's Friday, my brain is fuzzy right now. Anyway, and then the vitamin D3 is actually what we started taking when we got diagnosed with celiac disease. My daughter was really, really low in vitamin D, like more than, you know, what people usually are. So we take this one a lot. This one is 1,000 units of D3, and this is by the Nordic Naturals brand. So it is their vegan formula. We take this one a lot more in the winter months, in the fall and winter months, especially when I don't like calling it flu season, but for reasons that I just won't get into too much here. But when that's going around at school and such. So this definitely keeps all of us healthy. During the summer, we for sure get our vitamin D from the sun. So I mean, we're not really supplementing as much, but during the winter we are with this. And then this other one, this is what my husband and I take. The kids use this one. Okay, so this is the Country Life methyl B12. These are the lozenges that you dissolve in your mouth and then swallow. So I tend to go for Country Life because it's certified gluten-free. I would just research exactly, you know, where your B12 is coming from, where the source of your vitamins are coming from. I like these companies because they certify gluten-free and because they come from whole foods, so organic as well. That's big for me. So that's that one. And then the kids take the Mega Food Kids B Complex. And again, this is another one that they just chew. I mean, you're supposed to swallow it, and sometimes they do, but they enjoy the taste of it. They just chew it. So they also do that with their Kids One Daily multivitamin. They just like the taste. So again, these we do not take on the daily. Like I've had this jar for couple months now or more, as needed. We do it as needed when we feel like the supplementation is important. But again, it comes from a whole food source. So that's why I choose that one. And then this is also from Make a Food. So this one, I can't find my my magnesium that I use. I have a little Trace Minerals Super Mag drops. They're little drops that you put in the water. That's the one that I like to use when I take in magnesium. I also have a spray that I use. It's you absorb it really well through your skin. This one I bought, gosh, it's been a while. I've had this one for a while. Yeah, it's gonna expire soon. This is calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Those are the three that when you take them together, they absorb, your body absorbs them much better. I love having magnesium on hand. For me personally, it helps with headaches. So before I was seeing a chiropractor, before I switched to a plant-based diet, I was getting migraines very frequently. And not just migraines, but like the halo migraines. So for those of you who suffer with those, it's where you see the flashing lights before the migraine comes on. That usually lasts for like anywhere from half an hour to an hour, and then the migraine hits. Actually it wasn't, I don't think it was the chiropractor that made those go away. I think it was switching to a plant-based diet that did, because it's been ever since we did that I have not gotten those type of migraines. But I still get headaches. I get, for me, they're tension headaches and they're dehydration headaches. So my protocol always is just chug my water. I drink water. And then that, I would say 80% of the time will take care of it. But if not, this is my second. I'll do magnesium, which I like to do the droppers, but I can't find it. I don't know. I think I ran out of it. So yeah, so there's that one. Now this whole thing here, this tray, this is all of my homeopathic tablets. Everything is in here. And my essential oils are in here too, but I want to find like a better way to organize them. But for now, this is what it is. So I won't go too much into each one of them individually because there are a lot. I do use, I mentioned in my last video, plant therapy essential oils. Here's just one that I have on hand here. It's the lemon eucalyptus. This one is great for when you're making a bug spray blend. There's that one. Yeah, so I just have a whole bunch of different ones of those. And then I have my homeopathic tablets that I use. So I have I have Highlands and I have Boiron. So Highlands, this one is Hepar Sulf. This one's great for throat infections. I've used this one for strep a couple times and it works wonders. And then this is Boiron. Belladonna, this is another good one to have on hand. So I personally like Boiron. I like it because they're in, the tubes I could just throw in my purse. When they get shooken up in my purse, you don't have like this white powder falling all over the place like you do with Highlands. I like Highlands, however, for when my kids are little. So right now I have a 10 and an 8-year-old, which do fine dissolving the Boiron tabs, the little Boiron pellets, but my 3.5-year-old does better with Highlands. So I keep both on hand right now, but at some point we'll probably move fully to Boiron. But those are the two that I use, two brands that I use. These I use as needed. So this is not something that I'm using on a daily basis. You do not use these for like immune support. These are to help your body. It aids your body in healing whatever your ailment is. So you would not take these allopathically in the sense that like you would, Advil or ibuprofen, where you take them and you expect the issue to just resolve itself, pain goes away. You take these to aid your body in correcting whatever the initial problem is, if that makes sense. So there's different reasons why we would take them. Arnica is a huge one that I have on hand. This is Arnica. I carry this with me in my purse because my son is a 3.5-year-old little boy and he bumps into everything at times, or he'll scrape his knee or whatever, always getting boo-boos. So I have this one on hand. I'm actually, a side note, giving this to Coda. You kind of see Coda is that guy. Whoops, let me see. Boop, that guy right there, that's Coda. he fell off my bed this morning, and he hurt his hip, so he's not feeling too well. He's been resting a lot, but I've been giving him arnica. I was doing it every hour for a few hours, and then now I'm doing it every 4 hours. Seems to be helping. But yeah, he's not feeling too good. But arnica is great. I've used it for so many different, this is the one I use the most, I would say. And you know a remedy works when you start to feel the results from it. So when you start to feel that it's working, you've got the right remedy. Anyway, so that's a little bit about what I have in there. Moving on. Ooh, this was sticky. This is my organic flaxseed oil. So this is our source of our omega-3s. And 6 and 9. That's the one that we use there. It's cold pressed. You want to make sure it's cold pressed so you're getting the most you're getting the most out of the nutrients at that first, you're not heating it up pretty much. So yeah, so this is what we use. I use flaxseed oil. I use this in my smoothies. Sometimes we just take it by the spoonful. Again, I don't do it every day. I'm pretty bad at remembering to take stuff every day, but I make sure I get this one in. The kids as well. But I cook with flax seeds, with ground flax seeds. So I feel like we're getting our flax from that, our omegas from that as well. But yeah, this is a good one to have on hand. Next, I have my sodium ascorbate. So this is buffered vitamin C. This one I have on hand for those, whenever you feel a cold coming on, or you feel the flu coming on, or again, we don't use this one super often at all, but it's a good one to have on hand when you have either, those sorts of illnesses come on, or a more persistent one. You would definitely load up on the vitamin C. And this is the one that our body absorbs it the best way. So I have this on hand when we need it. Next, I have my elderberry syrup. This is the, I have not gotten around to making my own elderberry syrup yet. But this is what I use in the meantime. It's by Gaia Herbs. It's black elderberry syrup. I love this one. This one, we don't do it on a daily basis. If your body needs that extra immune support, if you feel a cold coming on, or you start feeling kind of icky, this is the one this is my go-to. So when my kids don't get sick often, I think we do a pretty good job at, keeping their immune system strong and feeding them well, having them sleep well, using what I have on hand. But when they do have a fever come on, I usually just start giving this to them, and their sicknesses resolve themselves within 3 days, but I like having this one. It really helps out. And they love the way it tastes. So when my son was younger, I used to put it on his toast for him, and he would just eat it that way. But yeah, they like that one. Next is my black seed oil. So black seed oil, and this one is by Heritage Store, cold pressed unrefined. I'm not quite sure on the benefits of this one yet. I'm just now recently starting to do my research on it. I know it's a powerful antioxidant. It helps your immune system support as well, and has a lot of, like here it says it just has essential fatty acids, nutritive support, but there's other reasons why you would use this. I just can't remember why I initially purchased it and for what, but it's something I am still researching. So there's that one. That one is cumin, by the way. It's cumin seed. I'll never forget the first time I took it. I was just like, anyway, the things we do for health, right? This is my black elderberry capsules. So this one I bought because I was coming down with a cold, and they didn't have the elderberry syrup. They completely sold out in stores, like everywhere. This is all that was available, so I purchased this one, again by Gaia Herbs. This is just the elderberry powder that's in a capsule. So this is also a good source of vitamin C, by the way. I think that's one of the reasons why it works so well. Okay, we're getting down to the end here. This one is spirulina. I love spirulina. A lot of crunchy people like spirulina. This one I purchased at, I don't really have like a brand that I go for. Sun Foods has a good one, but I found this one at Grocery Outlet, And I like it because it's vegan, it's organic, it's certified and batch tested gluten-free, so that's a huge one. We just throw this in our smoothies. The kids are not a fan of spirulina. They love the color that it makes. They do not like the way it tastes. I'm impartial to it. For me, it's whatever. But this is this one is just like a superfood. It has all the B's, I believe, except for B12. It's not a good source of B12. It has potassium, I want to say, calcium. It's just all good around iron. I think it has iron as well. Definitely a superfood. So this does go in our smoothies daily, or when I can remember, I throw it in there. This also will help you if you're detoxing from any heavy metals. So I did this after I removed all the mercury fillings from my mouth. Good one to have on hand. When you're detoxing, just on a side note, just make sure you have some guidance on how you're doing it, or you do your research on it. You don't want to detox too aggressively. It could kind of backfire on you. So just a side note there. Then the last product. So again, this one is one that I have to outweigh the benefits of it to the fact that it's not vegan. It does have honey in it. So it's one of those things like the beeswax that I don't love about it, and I would prefer to probably could make my own. I'm gonna have to at some point probably make my own. It bothers my older daughter a lot more than it bothers me. But it's just an amazing herbal blend to have on hand. This is Gaia Kids alcohol-free formula bronchial wellness. So this one is amazing. This one my husband has used when his bronchitis or his pneumonia he's also prone to pneumonia because of the asthma, but when it's gotten into his lungs, he will use this. When my daughter's cough was just persistent and not going away, we used this one in conjunction with one of the homeopathic remedies that I have. This cough that was going on for I think 2 months, cleared up within 4 days. So it's one of those things where even I, who's been doing this for a few years now, am like, wow, it does work so well. My son, he had, long story short, he had gotten a bacterial, not infection, because it hadn't reached an infection level yet. We took care of the problem. It ended up being mold, but we took care of the issue, and I took him to see our family doctor. So we do have a regular allopathic doctor. She's a family physician. I love her. She's very on page with my holistic healing. I took him to her because I was worried that it had gone into his lungs. And she confirmed that it had. She did hear a little something. I had already been doing this for, I think it was about 2 or 3 days at that point. And she said whatever is in there, whatever was in there, it's totally clearing up. So she gave me the go ahead to just keep doing what I'm doing. She's like, everything looks fine. I know you're well informed and knowledgeable on your herbs. Go ahead and go for it. So this is what helped him through that. So I did it for an additional, I think it was an additional 5 days, because it was gone by the 3rd or 4th, but I wanted to make sure, that we kept going just in case. Anyway, I really like this one. So for me personally, although it's not vegan, I do get the results that I want for the wellness of my family. So that kind of trumps the honey. Sorry to my fellow vegans, but yeah, it's one that it's a hard one. Anyway, what's in this one is the English plantain leaf. It's the freeze-dried extract, and then the hydroalcoholic extract. There's also Grindelia flowering tops, Helichrysum flowering tops, lemon peel essential oil, orange peel essential oil, and myrtle leaf essential oil. So again, this is a huge one for us to have, just in case anything does come up like that. So yeah, so those are my wellness products that I think I pretty much got them all. I think I got all the ones that I wanted to showcase, but kind of gives you an idea of how we take care of ourselves. What do we do when you do end up getting a cold or getting the flu or whatnot? that there is a way to alternatively treat your body. There are other options, other choices. And, you know, for us personally, this is our go-to. It doesn't hurt to try any of these. You know, there aren't any nasty side effects if, for most of them, especially if you're doing it correctly. But yeah, that's just a little bit more into, you know, our lifestyle and my favorite products. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'll probably come out with part 3 in a week again. So next Friday, stay tuned for part 3, which is going to be my household items, my household products, what I use to clean and such. It's another one that I get asked often. But yeah, if you have any feedback, I would love to hear it. Remember to like and comment or share my videos, subscribe if you feel that you enjoy them. And I hope to see you all soon. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday.